Welcome to the Solo Edit Podcast, a podcast for estheticians looking for a weekly dose of motivation, inspiration, and honest conversations about life in and out of the treatment room. Happy Tuesday. I'm so glad you're here. You know, when Olivia and I were sitting planning out our monthly content, I was trying to think of something that was more lighthearted and fun, and I forget the original title of the blog that I was thinking, 20 upgrades that estheticians can implement in their treatment room and in their lives. And then Olivia, she is just so creative. She is our social media manager. She was like, what about 20 little luxuries for estheticians? And I was like, yes. Also, side note, love little luxuries in general. That is like such a cute little name for a business. And I'm not going to lie, I went to see if that URL was available, which it seems like somebody bought it and wants to sell it and whatever. That's a whole nother story. It's not like I have time to run another business. So anyways, I wanted to do something that was a little bit different and fun and talk about some of the little luxuries that we can kind of integrate into either our business or our lives. And I'm not talking about anything that's like over the top, although if that's, your vibe and what you like to do, I support that too. The little luxuries that we came up with are just like little supportive indulgences, if you want to call it that can kind of help you feel like you, help you decompress, and honestly just kind of ground you and bring a little bit of fun to your day. So let me walk you through the 20 little luxuries that Olivia and I came up with. The first can be used for your home or business, and that is upgraded towels and your linens so that it feels like a spa, whether you're at home or it is in fact for your business. And I have to admit to you, this is a newfound love of nice linens. I before would always get like the cheapo ones. I'm not even ashamed to say this, but like the cheapo ones at Target that were like $20 for a king size bed. And I was like, yes, I got a great deal. And then we recently got a new bed and my aunt suggested this company called, I can't remember, Quince. And she was like, you should get some sheets from there. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to maybe go with Comfy because it's a brand that we recently kind of did a little collab with. And what they had sent to me was amazing. And I have to say, I will never go back to buying $20 sheets. There is something so nice about getting into a bed with really nice, crisp, well-made sheets. I don't really know how to articulate it, but there definitely is such a difference. And we've been using them for a little bit and they're holding up so well. So whether you're getting sheets for your treatment room table or your bed, Comfy is such a great brand to use. They also sent me a robe, which honestly feels like you are like in an expensive hotel. It's so well made and so cozy. And they make all sorts of other things too, like facial towels for the treatment room or for your bathroom, which are really nice, eye masks, and so much more. Blankets, you name it, they make it. If you haven't tried Comfy and you're interested, they did give a code that I can share, which is $25 off your order of $125 or more with the code KIN25, KIN25, if you're interested. Next is upgrading your mornings. And we were like, what? How can we upgrade our mornings that doesn't sound so obnoxious, right? Like, no offense if you do this, but I didn't want to be an influencer that's like, I drink my bone broth, I take my vitamins, and then I do 20 minutes of, meditation and then write in my journal for 30 minutes. First of all, because that's not me, my mornings are very chaotic with a 6-year-old. They're just chaotic. And so that will never be me. So I was trying to think like, what are some other ways that I kind of like hype myself up in the morning to just feel good and like start my day off right? And one of those ways is starting with a podcast, an inspirational podcast, which I'll put on as I'm getting ready or also after I drop my son off at school. I will start an inspirational podcast and just start listening. Sometimes it's business. Sometimes it's just like feel good. Some of my favorites are, it's called 10% Happier with Dan Harris. It's really great if you're curious about mindfulness and you want it delivered in like a real and honest way. A Bit of Optimism by Simon Sinek. I love that one. I think the stories, the people that he has come on his podcast, very inspirational and really like get me thinking and make me really appreciative of the life that I have. Also, I am obsessed with How I Built This with Guy Raz. Raz or Raz, maybe Guy Raz. Super inspiring if you're a business owner. One of my favorite episodes ever is the woman who started Drunk Elephant. What a crazy story, and is just proof that you can do anything you put your mind to. And then the last one is Science First. If you love myth busting and critical thinking and sciencey stuff, that's a fun one that you can get into. So they're not necessarily skincare related, but they kind of feed a part of me that wants to learn, grow, reflect, and it's like easy listening as well. The third is work-life balance. I was kind of conflicted about adding this because what is balance even? I don't know it. I've never known it. Some days it feels like it may exist. Other days absolutely does not. But I think what we're really talking about is kind of rhythm. And for me and for a lot of people, I would imagine that kind of starts with boundaries. So if you're seeing clients, maybe taking 20 minutes between each client to do something for yourself, or actually having a lunch break, or putting your phone on Do Not Disturb after 7, and giving yourself a real weekend every once in a while to not just catch up on admin and laundry, but like to do something fun for yourself. I think it's so easy. And like I still fall victim to this. When I get messages after hours, I will feel like I have to answer right away. And I often forget, like, okay, wait, this is supposedly a legitimate business, and most businesses have business hours. And so I really need to honor that and know that Monday morning, this email is still going to be there and I can answer it then. And hopefully not everybody is expecting an answer within, 20 minutes. So, it's not perfect, but it's just a way to gently remind yourself that your business should support your life and not take it over. Fourth is we had to do a little plug for our products, and that's the Eye and Lip Duo. We love the KRX Eye and Lip Dart treatment. You could always, apply them while you're watching your favorite movie, while you're checking emails, folding laundry. But taking some time and doing a little treatment for yourself is always fun and also important. The fifth, kind of random, but we were just talking about music and how, we have music in the back where the warehouse is where everyone's shipping, but we don't have it in the front of the warehouse where we're all working. And we often will kind of hear that music in the back and we'll sing it in our offices. And we're like, we need speakers out here, which kind of flowed into this, that like sound systems are super important. And sound is a huge part of our space's energy. And it doesn't have to be expensive, but upgrading from a phone speaker really does make such a difference. And we love listening to music at our office. So I don't know, we decided to throw that in there. To us, it's important. Sixth is being mindful of what you consume. And I am pretty strict about this. I am somebody that can easily spiral. And we absorb so much throughout the day through news, social media, conversations, what have you. So it's important to take inventory of what we are actually consuming and what lifts us up and what drains us. So for instance, I do not get on TikTok because for whatever reason, my algorithm is really depressing. It's like, I'm embarrassed to say this, but it's like mothers dying of cancer and needing to figure out how to say goodbye to their children. I am certain that something popped up on my TikTok feed one time, and of course I wanted to see what happened, and now it thinks I like that content, and I do not. So I actually really do not get on TikTok that often, if ever. At night, I try not to scroll on Instagram because I get in this loop, this cycle of either, depressing news stuff or influencers that are making me feel like I'm inept and not, a good enough mom. So there's that. Or even I refuse, and this is just me, so I'm not saying that you shouldn't watch scary movies. I don't watch scary movies or anything depressing that could spike my cortisol because those aren't real scenarios that are happening in my life. They don't affect and impact me. So I don't want to watch those sorts of things and spike my cortisol and my stress for something that really is not even relevant to my life. I hope that makes sense. So I try to swap doom scrolling with like podcasts or honestly watching trashy TV, which I don't know if that's any better. But I do believe that the things we let in kind of shape us. 7 is a weighted blanket, and I think that this isn't for everybody. Some people really love a weighted blanket because it helps them kind of regulate. And a lot of estheticians I've been noticing have started using them in their treatment rooms and using them on their clients. So a weighted blanket can be just a nice added thing to add to your treatment room or also keep at home. I bought one. I like them sometimes, but sometimes they're too constricting, and I think it's actually a little bit anxiety inducing. But the reason why I originally bought one was because, oh my gosh, I don't even know how long ago this was. I did the Trans-Siberian Railway, and I started in Hong Kong to mainland China and then jumped on the train and went all through China, Russia, Mongolia, and then into Ukraine. And when I was in China, I stayed at this little hotel in this I think it's called, if I remember correctly, it was like the Longji, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, rice terraces. And anyways, I slept in a little hotel. There was no heat. So they give you this like really heavy blanket. And it was the best night's sleep of my life. It was so amazing that I remember it to this day. And so since then, I've been trying to figure out like, how can I replicate that night's sleep because it was so impactful. 8 is a fun little mini fridge. I love a mini fridge. I think they're so cute. I think that you can put really random niche-y things in there like sheet masks or rollers, your favorite drinks or like little snacks, and you can have them at home. You could have them in the treatment room. I don't know. It's just like a small joy every time you open it, and I am all about that. 9 is coffee with an esthetician friend. We need our people. It is really important to surround ourselves with either other estheticians or other business owners, those who know the struggle and know what we're going through, not just to vent, but just to kind of build community and have somebody that is there and listens and understands. Our work can be so isolating. So connection really is a luxury for us that doesn't cost anything. The next one was inspired by Olivia, and that is, and I don't know how to say it, papier. Is that how you say it? The stationery store. They have like aesthetic paper goods. I will admit, I love a good notebook. I have so many notebooks that my husband makes fun of me because I write in them and then I buy another one before I even completed the other one. But you know what? That's none of his business. I love notebooks. I love pads of paper. I love really nice writing pens. And there's just something that is so nice about high quality paper goods. It was, again, papier was on Olivia's top list. I don't know if I really have a top list. I just kind of will go into small businesses, and if they have a paper section, I'll just randomly buy some stuff. It can be kind of fun. Having a planner can be a great way to stay organized. Maybe it's just me, but there's something really nice about having lots of those things around you. We used to have ceramic mask bowls on our site that were imported and beautiful, and we don't carry them any longer just because it was a lot of space for like such a small thing. But I really do believe that the tools we use in the treatment room matter. and a beautiful like little hand-thrown ceramic bowl or like a nice brush. These are details that always helped me feel kind of grounded and intentional. And I think that it's important to love the things that you're using, and it kind of reflects your branding because clients do see those things as well. So anything that just like makes you feel good, I say go for it. I know that this next one is not going to be feasible for everybody because it can be a little costly, but a monthly flower subscription is so fun. I just think it's such a great way to bring life into a space. And also, you could do this for your home or your business, but it's also a great way to network with another local business. I did that when I first opened my studio. I signed up for a flower subscription with a local flower company. And then I would take photos in my studio and tag them, and then they would reshare. And I actually got quite a bit of business that way. I'm not saying depend on that for your marketing or for your networking, but it did bring me some new customers, and it was just always nice having fresh flowers. This one I'm a little bit nervous to share with you guys because I know we're supposed to be all about professional skincare, specifically for me, professional Korean skincare. But I love a good subscription box, whether it's food or skincare. And I have to say that Korean skincare subscription boxes are the best. One of my favorites is the Bomi box. That's how I pronounce it. Again, not sure if that's exactly how it should be pronounced, but I love getting mail in general. So getting this in the mail is fun, and then seeing like what new products are trending and what's out. I don't necessarily use and try everything. And I guess this is like really a lot about instant gratification and probably does not help consumerism, but it's just something I look forward to monthly, to be honest with you. So again, it's Bomi Box, Bomi Box, if you want to check it out. There are other ones too, although I've noticed that they will often use like US brands that are created in Korea. And I just want like the real authentic stuff. Okay, next is a treatment stool that actually supports you. I went years with my back and legs just hurting, and I was like, I'm just old. It's just because I'm sitting here for, endless hours, until I bought an ergonomic chair, and it made all the difference. So if you are sore and if your back hurts at the end of the day, really think about what your setup is and how you're sitting, what you're sitting on, and what level the treatment table is. Start to take note of that and see if you can make some adjustments. Oh, we're getting there. Okay. 15 is the Hulken bag. Oh my gosh. I will never forget when it came in the mail and I thought, where has this been my whole life? It is like a rolling tote on steroids. It's so perfect for estheticians because you can haul products back and forth. You can do laundry runs. Its uses are endless. And you don't just have to use it for business. I mean, you could take it to a farmer's market. You could throw your kids' stuff in there if you're going to the beach. I mean, they're so functional and they're fabulous. And I love them so much. Another one that I realize is more of a luxury and may not always be feasible, but just like a simple weekend away. Even if it's just like one night away to reset your entire system, you don't have to go far away. You don't need to book a whole vacation. It could be like a quiet Airbnb in your same neighborhood. I don't know. But having a day to yourself where you don't have to answer to anybody, nobody expects anything from you. I rarely have these days. And when I actually have them, I'm just like, wow, this is amazing. Was this life before kids? Like, what is this? Like, it's all the pressure is gone. So if you could find like one day a month where you just like have to answer to nobody and you can do whatever you want, you definitely should make that a priority because you deserve it. This is kind of random and definitely outs how just strange I am with like finding little niche things. But I am currently obsessed with Lofty Pursuits, and these are just like little handmade, adorable, and delicious candies. It's like a tiny little dopamine hit for the days when I just need something sweet, And they're just the cutest. And you can have them at home. You could have them in your business. You could use them in your little shipping boxes when you're mailing out products to clients. They're really cute. So definitely check them out. It's called Lofty Pursuits. Next is cuticle oil that you'll actually use. I'm horrible about this, so I don't even know why I am suggesting it because I should take my own advice. But cuticle oil, we use our hands all day long and we wash them so many times. So just taking care of your cuticles and your nails and trying to make it a habit because your clients do see your fingers, so they should be pretty well kept. I was much better about it when I was actually like in the treatment room. Today, not so much, but cuticle oil definitely is a little luxury. Okay, so we're down to the last two. This is just a personal favorite. It's a brand that I have absolutely fallen in love with, and it's called Ceremonia Hair Care. I love, love, love this brand. Their formulas are effective. They smell so amazing. And their branding, they've been able to kind of create a ritual around hair care, which if you know me, I love anything that has to do with rituals. And I am in love with everything, their ethos, their products. In fact, every time I go to get my hair done, the last 3 times, my hairstylist is like, your hair has never been healthier. And then I feel bad because she sells products and I don't buy from her. And I'm like, I'm telling you, it's this product called Ceremonia. I found them in Chicago about a year ago, and I've never changed, and I never will. Okay, last but not least, a travel pouch that holds it all. Both Olivia and I, we love a travel pouch. She was talking Gucci or Chanel. I am way cheaper than that. I just love a cute little travel pouch. I usually get them off Etsy for skincare, tools, snacks, whatever, just to keep things kind of organized in your bag. I love, love, love a cute little travel pouch, or some people call them DOP kits. I don't think you can have too many. I couldn't even tell you how many I have, but we consider that definitely a little luxury that makes our days better. All right, so there you have it, our 20 little luxuries. None of these are about perfection or productivity. They're just about how to elevate and just bring a little bit of joy to your life. Thanks so much for spending this time with me today. I hope this episode reminds you to take care of yourself, and I'll see you next Tuesday.